In today's video, I'm going to be showcasing to you my best stocking skills because I'm going to be copying strangers' grocery carts for the next 4 days. I came up with some rules for this challenge so I can be one of those cool YouTubers too. Rule number 1. Every day for the next 4 days, I will pick a stranger at the grocery store and buy all the same things they have in their cart for myself. Rule number 2. I can only eat what's in that cart for that day. I'm gonna have pop for breakfast. Great. And I must try every single edible item. And lastly, rule number 3. I must go to a different grocery store every day so I can't go to the same grocery store twice. At the end of every day, we will rate the stranger based on their choices. I feel like it's gonna be kind of a social experiment because we're gonna get a glimpse into people's lives through their diet and their food choices. So I'm really excited, and without further ado, let's begin this video and I hope you'll enjoy. I actually don't know if this is a dumb video idea, but we'll never know until we try. First store is Iperlando. By the way, we are in Italy, so these are all Italian grocery stores. I am really hoping that the first person I'm gonna copy is gonna buy coffee because I need my morning coffee. My genius tactic is that I'm gonna buy one item and then I'm gonna go at the cashier to pay for it and see what the person in front of me is buying, and then I'm gonna come back to the grocery store and buy exactly what they bought. So I grabbed some sweet tea for my sister and headed to the checkout where I found my first victim. He looked to be a man in his 40s or 50s. He had an Eastern European accent, and I know this because he offered to let me go ahead of him in line since I only had one item. So he already gets 1 point for kindness. And here's what he bought: yogurt and apple flavored mogu mogu drinks, vanilla yogurt with cereal, a sponge cake snack, eggs, a very low quality cooking oil, salad, brioches, a cooked sausage, a cheese similar to feta, and I guess it's really popular because it was out of stock and I had to ask someone to grab it from the back. Tomato sauce, peas, walnuts, a citron pop, red grape pop, Diet Coke, and some stationery items, which made me think, along with the sweets, that this man definitely has kids, or he just works in an office and he loves kids' desserts. No judgment. And the total was only 34 euros. Okay, we just arrived at my mom's restaurant and I'm low-key scared to go in because I feel like she'll be mad about this stupid video idea, but wish me good luck. Io devo copiare cosa hanno comprato altra gente al supermercato e ho comprato tutte le stesse robe, con quello devo cucinare. After my mom's words of encouragement, I was ready to start my diet until I saw that my grandma was preparing so many delicious pastries and my family was having a huge fish feast. So needless to say, the grocery cart diet had to wait until the next day. I am gonna have this fruit juice for breakfast, moo pastries, and brioche with raisins, pastry cream, and chocolate. I would normally have a brioche in the morning anyway, so this is perfect. I thought this was gonna be a regular juice, but it's sparkling juice. I'm gonna have pop for breakfast. Great. Breakfast was a bit weird, I'm not gonna lie. I can't say I've ever had pop for breakfast before. The brioche was really good, but this moo pastry was so bad. I'm confused why you would choose this one when there's so many good pastry options in Italy, but maybe it's his kid's favorite. Here are the ingredients we're using for lunch. I'm having the eggs, and if you're wondering why I didn't have them for breakfast, it's because I'm Italian, duh. We only do sweet breakfasts here. Now, obviously, I have no idea what the guy was gonna do with the ingredients he picked, but that's kind of the point. We had to get creative, so let me know in the comments how you would have used what we had. As for me, my mom fried the eggs in tomato sauce with the peas and added some feta cheese on top. It's lunchtime! We are gonna pair our delicious lunch with cedrata, which is pop made from the citron fruit, which is a bigger lemon. I must say I am disappointed in this pop choice. This is like a very boring pop. I take that back. It actually tastes really good. Not bad. Would I choose to make myself this on a regular day? Probably not, but it's not bad. We made the most out of the ingredients we had. After lunch, I went to shop for the following day. Second store is Conad. I bought a Kinder Egg, and in front of me there was this beautiful girl, and this is what she bought. Lay's paprika chips, apple juice, sparkling water, strawberries, bananas, mini donuts filled with pastry cream, bubblegum pop, strawberry and cream pop, Powerade, strawberry kiwi and tropical Fanta, chicken and beef instant noodles, all for a humble total of 20 euros. No coffee this time either. Second grocery trip went successfully. I stalked another person and she didn't even notice. She was a girl in her 20s, I'd say. I think she's a student because she got instant noodle ramen and Gatorade. So I feel like she stays up all night studying or something. She got a lot of pop. Again, I'm so tired of pop after today. But she also got a bottle of water, which I'm very grateful for. And fruit. I'm excited to be eating some fruit because the guy from yesterday did not buy any fruit. When I got back, it was time for my afternoon snack. I tried the Mogu Mogu drinks. The apple one tasted good and refreshing. I loved the coconut jelly chunks inside. But the yogurt one was really weird. It kind of tasted like sour milk. I did not enjoy that. Then I had the yogurt, which I loved. I used to have it all the time as a kid, so it brought me back. In the evening, the best I could come up with for dinner was a salad with walnuts, feta cheese, and this cooked sausage that was actually delicious, 10 out of 10. It had the most incredible smoky flavor. I dressed it with the olive oil, I had the Diet Coke with it, and it was pretty bland, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe the fact that I could only use olive oil to dress it was the reason, but it was acceptable. So my final rating for day 1 and for our man is 5 out of 10 plus 1 point for kindness. So 6 in total, simply because his diet bored me. It's day 2 of our challenge and I was super excited for breakfast because I had the perfect ingredients. I cut up strawberries and bananas and combined it together for a simple fruit salad. I paired it with some apple juice and then topped it off with these pastry cream filled donuts. Everything was delicious. I couldn't have asked for a more perfect breakfast. All I'm missing is the coffee. Lunch was super easy. I didn't even have to go to the restaurant to cook because I'm eating the chicken flavored instant ramen. Mind you, this was my first time having instant noodles. Something about a food that you prepare in a cup with some suspicious powder never sounded appetizing to me, but I must admit I was wrong. It actually tasted really good and I ate it in like 2 minutes. For drinks, I had the strawberry and kiwi Fanta, which was amazing. I would buy it again. And then for dessert, I had another one of those mini donuts. I don't know if it was the soup or the lack of caffeine, but I ended up taking a massive nap. When I woke up, I was already hungry again, so I guess the ramen wasn't that filling. I had the whole bag of paprika chips while watching some YouTube videos. Time to try these babies. This is really good. Cherry flavored. This one I already tried before, but I didn't like it, so let's see if anything changed. Yeah, no. Then there was another instant ramen, but this time it was beef flavored. The chicken was better, even though this doesn't taste like beef and the one before didn't taste like chicken. It just tastes like water with spices. And then the last pop left to try was the Fanta exotic flavor. Good stuff. You can really taste the fruit, like passion fruit. This girl knows her pop. And I'm gonna finish the last Traffin. These things are so good. Up next, please enjoy a whole minute of me not knowing the difference between an energy drink and an electrolyte drink. In my defense, I never drink either of them. I am gonna edit for a few hours and I'm gonna have my Gatorade to stay awake during the night. I am not big on energy drinks. I don't remember the last time I had one. I think I was in high school, so like 10 years ago. Ugh, disgusting. It has a little salty aftertaste. Not my thing. We'll see if it works at keeping me awake. I didn't go grocery shopping today because I didn't feel like leaving the house. We will go tomorrow early in the morning before breakfast. My goal is to find a grandma because grandmas usually have good food. I'm just craving either meat or fish with a side of vegetables. I've been drinking more pop in the past 2 days than I have in the past year. What is it with people and pop? But yeah, today's diet was 6.5 out of 10. I liked everything I ate except for this. Actually, this is the worst thing I had today. But I just feel really unhealthy. I don't think this is a good long-term diet. I did like the fact that I didn't have to cook anything. Everything was pretty much ready. The fact that you can have the instant noodles under 3 minutes and all you need is a kettle or like boiling water is amazing. And it got me thinking maybe this person is a tourist because maybe she doesn't have a kitchen or something. She's either a student or a tourist. I don't know. What do you guys think? For day 3, I went to Ali, my favorite grocery store here in Italy because it's kind of a fancier supermarket. I went right when it opened, which is peak Nonna and Nonno shopping time, so I already knew I was gonna eat well that day. At the checkout, there was this adorable adorable elderly couple in front of me. They were even wearing matching shirts. Like, stop, how cute is that? Here's what they bought: zucchini, red and yellow peppers, rabbit meat, stracchino cheese, eggplants, ricotta cheese. It literally took me 20 minutes to figure out what was written on this bag, and it turned out to be mortadella, cooked prosciutto, berry actimel, prune jam, orange jam, cherry jam, 2 different kinds of olive oil, 2 different kinds of green olives, sausages, and paper towels. For a total of 42 euros, which is the most expensive grocery trip of this video. Our groceries are secured, and I'm really excited for today's diet because the people I copied bought so many delicious things. But I also had to cheat and buy bread, which I didn't see them buying because I have things like jam, and I'm not just gonna eat spoonfuls of jam, so I need something to pair it with. And also I have prosciutto and stuff like that, so I needed bread. And I don't really feel like it's cheating because I'm 100% sure that these people either already have bread at home or are gonna go and buy bread after this grocery trip, because every old person in Italy has their meals with bread, so I had to buy some as well. For breakfast, I had bread with all 3 kinds of jam and Actimel as my drink. Honestly, another perfect breakfast. Jam and bread is one of my favorite combos, and the jams were all great except maybe the prune one. For lunch, my mom and I tried to figure out what to cook with these ingredients. Before I could even suggest anything, she started marinating the rabbit for dinner using rosemary, onions, lemons, and garlic. Things we didn't even buy, but I wasn't gonna be annoying and stop her, so I guess we're cheating again. Then she moved on to lunch. She sliced up the eggplant and zucchini, grilled them along with the sausages, and made a sandwich with stracchino cheese.
No, basta, l'abbiamo bruciato, te l'ho detto.
10 out of 10 lunch. I would eat the sandwich again. Actually, I'm craving it right now. And of course, I had Actimel with it. I wasn't about to cheat again, and that was my only drink option for the day. In the afternoon, I snacked on the cold cuts on their own, which is the best snack. And then I remembered I had to use the ricotta cheese, so I decided to stuff the mortadella and the prosciutto with ricotta and green olives, and made these rolls, which were actually pretty good. For dinner, my mom roasted the peppers and eggplants on the grill. She then moved on to the rabbit. Beaming with joy, she seared it in a pan with garlic and olive oil. When it was nice and seared, she added the green olives to recreate an Italian recipe called rabbit cacciatore. I'm pretty sure that's how the old couple would have cooked it too, since they bought so many olives. After that, the only thing we had left was the zucchini, so my mom proceeded to incinerate them. Just kidding, they're fine. We combined all the vegetables for a side dish, and our meal was ready. Needless to say, it was delicious. As some of you know, I have 2 pet rabbits, so I try not to eat rabbit meat because it makes me feel guilty. But I grew up eating it all the time, so it's definitely a favorite of mine. And it was nice to have it for this video because it made me feel less guilty, because technically I didn't choose to eat it out of my own will. And of course, what pairs better with rabbit than a refreshing glass of Actimel? I was about to go to sleep, but then I remembered I have to give my final rating for today, which is an 8 out of 10 for this lovely couple. I love their diet, very balanced, lots of variety, and it's actually pretty similar to what I would have on a regular basis. But my only remark was that the Actimel was getting kind of annoying at some point, because that's all I could drink today. Hopefully tomorrow's person will have some better drinks, at least water. Just water. Is that too much to ask? And coffee. I could barely function today. I realized with this video how reliant I am on coffee because I just can't get through the day. So yeah, see you tomorrow. For our last day, I decided to go to Eurospin, which is a discount grocery store that only sells off-brand items. My sister picked up some sweet tea, and at the checkout we found our last victim, which appeared to be a man in his 30s. This is what he bought: pre-cooked chicken legs, turkey slices, lamb's lettuce, a yellow pepper, bananas, zucchini, falafels, ditalini pasta, decaf coffee, 0% fat Greek yogurt, protein caramel pudding, avocados, canned mackerel, canned tuna, organic eggs, egg whites, garlic, and an eggplant. The total was only 25 euros, which was such a good deal for everything I got. Our grocery is done and our person of the day is literally a gym bro. I have so much protein in my bag, so I guess we're bulking up today. And of course, when I do find someone that buys coffee, they buy decaf coffee. No caffeine for me today as well. Great. I'm gonna have to cheat again because this person had no drinks in his cart. So I'm gonna drink tap water, which comes from the earth. I'm sure this guy is gonna drink water. He's a health freak, obviously. So is it really cheating? I don't know. And then I have no oil to cook with, so I'm gonna have to use oil as well because he didn't buy any. So yeah, please forgive me, but let's go ahead and have some protein, shall we? When I got to my mom's restaurant, I took everything out to see what I could make for breakfast. But first things first, I made the decaf coffee. It looked awful, there was no crema whatsoever, and let me tell you, it tasted just as bad as it looked. I think I prepared it wrong, but I wasn't gonna remake it. Decaf coffee is just not worth the effort for me. At this point, it was already 12 o'clock, so I started working on my breakfast, which I guess at this point I should call it brunch, and I decided to make an omelette with peppers and zucchini. After cutting my ingredients, I went to the stove to cook everything, but my mom didn't want me in the way, so she took over. She fried some garlic and olive oil for flavor, and then she removed the garlic and added the peppers and zucchini. Once they were nice and crispy, she added the egg whites, and just like that, my omelette was ready to eat. I paired it with the canned mackerel and the avocado. I don't know if this is what gym bros eat for breakfast, so if you are one of them, let me know. But I think I did a pretty good job at putting myself in this guy's shoes and making a healthy, protein-rich meal. As per the taste, it wasn't bad, it's definitely edible. However, I got tired of eating it pretty quickly. It actually started to make me feel kind of depressed. I don't know what's wrong with me, but whenever I eat something I don't like, I get very gloomy and life starts to lose all its meaning. So my mom ended up finishing it for me. Because I had breakfast so late, I had my lunch at like 4 p.m. I made a salad with the lamb's lettuce, boiled eggs, avocado, and falafel to go with my chicken leg. This was my first time trying falafels, and I feel bad for saying it, but I didn't love them. Maybe because they were cold, I probably should have heated them up. Then I decided to cheat again by adding some olive oil and balsamic vinegar to try and improve the salad. And it kind of worked, but it was still a boring lunch, so I would give it a 5 out of 10. I put some bananas in my Greek yogurt, fat-free Greek yogurt. So yeah, let's try it. Diet food. I do eat Greek yogurt sometimes, but with tons of honey. But like this, it's like punishment. You also got this caramel flavored protein yogurt. Rich in protein, no sugar, no milk, no lactose. 20 grams of protein in this little container. Wow. I don't understand why protein is so important to some guys. Oh my god, look at this color. It looks like pudding. And it smells amazing. Oh, I'm actually excited to try this. Even the consistency is like pudding. I don't think this is a yogurt. I think this is dessert. Yeah, I'm so stupid. I thought this was a yogurt, but this is supposed to be like a dessert thingy. This is really good. Aw, so this guy has a little bit of a sweet tooth. That's so cute. His little healthy dessert, like stop. That's so sweet. He values balance in his diet. In the evening, my family was tempting me again because they were all having lobster pasta, but little did I know that I also had a seafood gourmet pasta coming up too. While I was waiting for my mom to let me use the kitchen, I snacked on the turkey slices. My mom offered to help me out again, so she started cutting the eggplant in little cubes. Then she drowned the garlic clove in olive oil, put the pasta to boil, and then added the eggplant cubes to the pan with the olive oil. After frying the eggplant, she added the pasta to it, and the final ingredient was canned tuna. She tried to make it look better by plating it nicely, but it kind of made it look like cat food. And to my surprise, this was the best dish of the entire video. It was so good. I don't know how to rate this guy, because that pasta was life-changing. I think I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10, because besides today's dinner, everything else was giving very much diet, and I don't enjoy being on a diet. I would go depressed if I had to eat like this guy every day. So the final winner of this video is officially the grandpa and grandma couple. Let me know which one of the 4 players had the diet you liked the most and what would you have prepared with the ingredients they had. I'm super curious. I hope you enjoyed and had fun watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!